to the time appointed, and even then do it gently or it's my condolence. My slave owners went from 5A to Gamma to the third stanza of the Star-Spangled Banner. And made statues stand tall like they all royal. All I'm seeing is a charbroiled gargoyle. How y'all got the art of war and it's all for nothing. The national anthem sound like a toilet flushing, and my enemy blood gushing from bone rushing. French kiss kick of death, Tim's tongue touching. In World War III, that's another joke. Seen the king decked in green, did the thunderbolts. With the words of the law that the brother spoke, wasn't nothing left there but a puff smoke.
I know you smelling defeat. You gon' be kissing my feet. All of my brothers gon' eat. All of my. I know you smelling defeat. You gon' be kissing my feet. All of my brothers
Then we had to take like so let's take a break, but we don't take breaks.
The laws, men that taste like leche. I'm a god, you better not disrespect me. Who I am, I stand where I stand. Got faith in God, he said I am who I am. The Lord, I swear that tastes like leche. I'm a god, you better not disrespect me. Who I am, I stand where I stand. God told me I am who I am. Yo, Christian pastor, he don't make no sense, eh? My bishop, he just like my sensei. I work, I am never idle. I kept the chain and I threw out the idol. This is not a song, this is a thunderstorm. Someone get a microphone and then they hit record it. I'm a saint, but I'm not from New Orleans. I don't like sports, but in these scriptures I be ballin'. The laws, men that taste like leche. I'm a god, you better not disrespect me. Who I am, I stand where I stand. Got faith in God, he said I am who I am. The Lord, I swear that tastes like leche. I'm a god, you better not disrespect me. Who I am, I stand where I stand. God told me I am who I am. Look, no mark of the beast in my hand. Why would I want reparations when taking over the world is my plan? Whenever I say I'm a Jew, the ADL they call it hate. Why would I go join the army when I know my army's coming from space? Someone go light up the fuse when I know that God fighting for me. How in the hell would I lose? I see all my people are snoring. I'm not the type to go hit up the snooze. They have brought all of my people on ships, and when we got here, they gave us the blues. We shut out the two, we go out in twos. Hey, they ain't gonna believe how we did it. Men that taste like leche. I'm a god, you better not disrespect me. Who I am, I stand where I stand. Got faith in God, he said I am who I am. The Lord, I swear that tastes like leche. I'm a god, you better not disrespect me. Who I am, I stand where I stand. God told me I am who I am.
Yeah. Dream team.
Dream team.
Benjabites in our area. Okay. 100 to my last day. Before I hit the streets, always gotta pray. Run up to the spot on a block with the work non-stop. Make it hot all day, let it spray. Might be a one-way trip. Yeah. Me and my brothers at the strip. Warfare. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip, let it rip. No fear, dog, get a grip, get a grip. Might be a one-way trip. Yeah. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip, let it rip.
I don't need a mic, I need a reader. Think the block leader. We gon' put it down, no line, no need to. Shout out to the teachers. 2-man can't bring an Easter. Call it what you want. You gon' feel the heat out of Peter. If a heretic approach, we gon' beat him. Let's fall in line. Chairs turn the heat up on the meter. Think it's nothing, you ain't running from the Reaper. Your mama ain't either. Or Big Bone Sheila. Running behind a woman, he gon' turn your ass to cedar. Bang, bang with it, if you need it, we gon' feed you. Ain't nothing to get instruction from the leaders. You ready for a change? Bring it to the people. Brothers standing bold, purple gold with no equals. Hold the damn line, that's a sign of a Hebrew. Ain't worried about his life, ready to die for this kingdom. Believe him.
Might be a one-way trip. Yeah, me and my brothers at the strip. Warfare, strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip, let it rip. No fear, dog, get a grip, get a grip. Might be a one-way trip. Yeah, strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip, let it rip. I miss a day, then I probably feel away. Rolling with the pack, so you know we on a way. Face like rocks, and the squad never play. And we got the block in a chokehold for the day. City gon' flood, cause we coming with the wave. Shout out to the elders for the way y'all paid. Double honors for the hard work getting gave. Always kept it real from the start to the grave. NY, Detroit, shout out to the A. Game plan, then we run a blitz where you stay. Worldwide, never really think small ways. Came for the sheep, and you dogs gotta pay. Elohim said he got something for the rats. Loyal to the cause, and I can't stand a rat. Bench of Vice going hard, we push it to the max. In a spiritual bank, we be laying up stacks. Might be a one-way trip. Me and my brothers at the strip. Warfare, strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip, let it rip. No fear, dog, get a grip, get a grip. Might be a one-way trip. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot on the block. Let it rip.
Defender of the faith, man, anything goes. It's my daughter and my son, tell them kingdom is the goal. No more sorrow, city make out a goal. Time is easy truth, even though we grow old. Man, I risk everything, just be save one soul. My treasure in a heaven, beer, silver, and gold.
Yeah, give me the words and I got the flow. See, I don't gotta write, I got the Holy Ghost. Yeah, that's called a Ghost Rider. Jeremiah 5:14, that's so fire. Isaiah 14, and when I retire, out of captivity, I broke the iron. Who that is coming out of Mount Zion? Woolly hair, looking like a lion. 1,000 men marching with no drums on, no trombone, just boots on.
Welcome to Four Corners News. That's right, where the truth speaks. All praise to the Most High. I am Captain Zakar. To my right,
Captain Tobias.
and to my left,
Captain Severus.
to his left,
Officer Daniel.
and to his left,
Officer Hazaniah.
and to his left,
Officer Lael.
and we make up
Four Corners News.
All praises to the Most High. Thank you for tuning in to Four Corners News, where we bring you news from all over the earth, showing you that the Bible is a true book. All right. So today we're going to get into the destructive daughters of Eve. Yeah, we got to talk about them. It's going on. It's viral. They rearing their weave and letting everybody see it. So we got to expose them. The destructive daughters of Eve. All right.
Some of y'all gonna be mad.
Yeah, you're going to be
It's all
mad,
right.
but
It's
you'll
that
be all
good
right.
medicine.
Yep, it's bitter, but it'll be sweet later. All right. So let's get into it. Let's pull up that first article and start talking about this topic. Read that for us.
The New York Times. For Black woman, America has revealed to us her true self.
Yeah, it revealed to Black women that you ain't nothing but second-class citizens and that you can be easily manipulated with a little bit of money. That's all it is. This what it really revealed was that America is Babylon the Great. I'm gonna explain why. Go to Revelation 17. Revelation 17 or might be Revelation 12. Let me check here. Yep. Revelation 17. And I want verse 5 because you gotta see Babylon the Great, known as America, for who she really is, not who the Black woman thinks she is, because the Black woman think this is the kingdom of heaven. But America really revealed itself to those with any sort of a conscience. You ain't even got to have a spiritual eye to see who America is. If you got a conscience, it'll reveal to you who it is. Revelation 17, and I want you to read verse 1.
Revelation chapter 17 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven veils, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Anybody with a conscience will see that America is the great whore that the Bible speaks of. And why would I say that? I want you to understand, this was a presidential election and debate that went on for months. Israelites cared neither here nor there about who it is. God's will is going to be done in the earth regardless. But you got to think about the candidates that are trying to be the president and represent America, right, across the world. You had one dude that's orange, reddish orange, depends on the day. And he is a stout, what they would say, a womanizer. He is a convicted felon. You know, no matter what they try to do, it says he had 34 felonies. And he's still able to represent the #1 country in America. You can have 34 felonies and go over to Iran and tell them to stop bombing a whole nother country.
That's power.
That's power right there.
Right.
He's bad with money. He's filed for bankruptcy 100
Multiple
times. Multiple times, right? And that's the guy that is now your president. He was one candidate. The other candidate was a woman who got into office by putting black men in prison for long terms, and was only put into the discussion of even running a country because the guy that was ahead of her was senile.
Amazing.
I knew that was coming.
That dude was senile, and then when she got into the position of telling people what she stood for, the only thing that she was harping on was, I'll give you the right to kill your babies. That's the two candidates.
And vote for me because I'm black.
And vote for me because I pretend to be black.
Yeah,
Not black.
yeah.
Right. She pretends.
You know what they pushing for now? It's what, 30 days, a month and a half, whatever. What they pushing for now is getting Sleepy Joe to step down for her to be the first black president for 30 days.
Yep.
Wow. 30 days.
For 30 days. Yep, I saw that.
They will cheapen her, whatever, to put her in the highest station. All the monstrous black women, a pinnacle to rise to for 30 days.
Yeah.
That's evil as hell.
That's evil as hell. So, but what did God call this place? The Great Whore. That's the two candidates that you had to pick from, and the other one was senile, walking around, didn't know where he was going. Deacon Icon imitates him all the time. Because of Sleepy Joe. Get that in Daniel, what God calls the people that he allows to rule over the great whore. Give me that in the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 4. Yep.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men.
The bases of man. Whomsoever. Remix that. God sets up the lowest level of people. Now, they might have education, because this is what the world will say. No, they're not low-level people. They're highly educated. In the eyes of God, your education don't mean nothing to him.
Right.
He's looking at your spirit. So he's letting you know, I'm setting up the worst kind of people to rule over the great whore. He don't care what college they graduated from, how much money they got, how smart they are on the stock market or real estate like Donald Trump. God letting us know that if they rule over any kingdom in the world, especially the great whore, these are the worst kind of people on the face of the planet.
Bring it out. That's
why they would get up there and say, women's health care, reproductive rights, and I'm going to get into that a little later. But God let you know the people that rule the great whore are the lowest level spiritual people on the face of the earth. Damn. No wonder, go back to Revelation 17.
Scums of the earth.
That's it. Revelation 17, verse 4.
Revelation chapter 17 and verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Remember, this woman's a great whore. She's not a regular whore. She's a great whore. She's good at what she does. She get all the business. Go ahead.
Damn.
And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
That's what the basis of man will allow into their kingdom. They will allow all abominations and filthiness of fornications, and then put up for you to vote for those people that back those beliefs, abominations and fornications. That's what you got out of both of them.
And
Go ahead.
Cap, it's crazy because a lot of times our people don't understand why we saying that voting will never be prosperous for us. Because the things that they say, okay, if we want to repair the nation, we have to vote a president in that's about us. That's about pushing policies that benefit us.
Right.
But watch this. Go to Sirach chapter 17, read verse 17 real quick. Sirach chapter 17 and read verse 17.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 17.
Come on.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
That's the basis of men. He set rulers over the nations. Go ahead, watch this.
But Israel is the Lord's portion.
None of these nations God never designed to be over us. You understand? God said it himself that he was supposed to set himself over us. We are his portion. So when we go up under, like how Cap say, the basis of men, what do you think is going to happen to us as a people?
Right. We're going to become base right along with them.
100%.
Exactly right. Now go to Daniel 8, because those base men that rule the great whore, you got to understand that they're not going to make you better. I'm telling you, no matter what Trump says of making America great again, whatever, that's not talking about the spirit of the people. He's only talking about money, because America was only great when it had slaves, and it was the richest country on the face of the planet.
Right.
That's the only time it was great. So when it tumbles, it's not going to make the people greater, because this is why. Daniel 8, read verse 25.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy,
the base man that rule in the kingdom of God, read on.
Also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Craft. The way they're going to cause craft to prosper, they're going to reword craftiness. They're going to reword evil to make it sound as if it is good. That's how they are going to cause craft to prosper. Keep reading.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
Now, this is speaking about Antiochus Epiphanes, which back in the Greek times, he called himself God manifest on earth. But the Greeks and the Romans are just the Americans of today.
Right.
So they still have this same mindset. Magnify himself in his heart. Read on.
And by peace shall destroy many.
He gonna do what?
Shall destroy many.
Because a lot of people think that they are going to have peace through the policies. So they are going to vote whoever into office, and it's going to ultimately destroy them even more. And they don't realize the destruction until 20, 30, 40 years later. They look back on their life and they say, I should have never done that when I was 20 years old. If I could go back, I would change this.
And some people, they know that the people that they're voting is evil, but they got to pick the lessers of the two evil. So even with the peace that they're bringing, is still destruction, because even the scripture talks about that every man is given over to covetousness. So whatever bills that they're putting in place, it only is going to benefit them and their people.
Go.
And he's talking about reforming education, right? Talking great swelling words, sounding good. But one part of his educational plan, he said something to the fact of he's going to teach children to love America and not hate America like the liberals do. What is that code word for? He's going to take away our history that connects us back to the Bible, which is slavery, right? So 20 years down the line, your kids will never, ever have heard of slavery in their life. So when you or the grandparents or anybody say something about slavery, it's going to be like a figment of their imagination. So when you bring out Deuteronomy 28, it don't connect at all.
Yeah, exactly right. Give me that first Maccabees 8. I want to show you that, as we're saying, that America revealed itself, and you ain't even got to have a spiritual eye, just have a conscience and read the Bible. You go say, man, this show does sound like America, man. All the evil they got going on there. They really had a candidate running that was only their only selling point was I'm going to allow people to keep killing their babies. That's it.
No matter what age.
No matter what age. First Maccabees chapter 8, and I want you to read let's read verse 1, and then we're going to jump down.
First Maccabees, chapter 8 and verse 1. Now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, that they were
of the Romans. Pay attention to what he said. The fame of the Romans. America is Rome reborn again. So let's see the things that Rome used to do, and let's equate it, and let's see if it matches up with the great whore of today. Read that.
That they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all that came unto them.
If you agree with their beliefs, with their abominations, with their fornications, you were considered an ally to them.
Right.
That's the same thing that America does. If you believe in the same thing, if you're willing to put LGBTQ plus IAZY independent, whatever, if you're willing to put that in your country, they will keep you close to them and feed you as much death as you want. Now jump down to verse 4. How do they do that? Verse 4.
Verse 4. And that by their policy.
By their what?
Policy.
There you go. By their policy. The Romans ruled by policies.
Right.
Keep reading.
And that by their policy and patience they had conquered all the place, though it were very far from them.
They conquered the entire world, the entire known world. They conquered it through policy and patience. How has America conquered all the world? Through policy and patience. And what else did they add on to it? Jump up to verse 2.
Verse 2. And that they were men of great valor.
Valor.
It was told him also of their wars and noble acts.
Of their what?
Of their wars and noble acts.
That's how they conquer all, through policy and patience. War comes first. And then, okay, take this policy. You agree? You better agree, because we done destroyed you.
Right.
That's how they conquer all. Go ahead, officer.
And even with the policies that you see is the flip side of you not accepting their policies. They're going to put what? Embargoes on. Tell all their allies to stop messing with you. It's kind of like basically they're starving you out. It's a siege, basically.
And what that looks like today, you might say, well, how did that apply to us today? Well, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the only way you benefit from their policies is if you fully assimilate. If you have anything contrary, you're a hate group, you are marginalized, or you lose your job, all the above. You hear all these black commentators and all these black podcasters. Well, America is not a racist country anymore. That was, what rights do white people have that I don't have? You only can say that is because you fully have accepted the handouts and the ways and the policies of America, because if you have anything contrary-wise, you will lose it all.
Oh, yeah. Quick, fast, and in a heartbeat, buddy. So
you got Christians now who's supposed to be, remember, religion and politics is supposed to be separate. Or state and church is supposed to be separate. Hell no, you got full-fledged Christians defending policies of the orange man, like you just mentioned. It blows my mind. Like, no, if you're not voting for the right wing, you are enemy of God. Go dive into their policies and you name one of them that benefit the nation. Benefit your nation, not one.
I'm glad you said that, because what black women realized that you're a second-class citizen here, just like you're a black man. But America has revealed that it's the great whore. It's called Babylon the Great in the Bible, and it rules and destroys people through policies. And as you were speaking about, watch this. Go to that next article to show that even if black women was to get Kamala Harris into office, it still wouldn't have changed anything for your race. Not one single thing. Can you pull up that next article and show this? Read it for them.
Black women won't reach pay equity until 2027.
2,227.
Damn.
Amazing.
To 2027 is a few years away, man.
It's not a few years away. It's a millennium.
Yeah,
I got to throw big words out there.
Yes.
Nah, those are
22, 27.
That's Simpson, the Futurama type number.
Yeah, Futurama.
By that time,
2,227 is when black women will reach equity pay. So that means even if you would have got Kamala into office, it wouldn't change one damn thing.
That's right.
You know what baffles me, Cap, is that black women, they just could they think that they could twerk their way into the office.
Twerk their way into riches.
They tried.
OnlyFans.
They tried. They had Megan Thee Stallion up there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Glorilla.
They
Scroll down some and let's read a little bit of that article, maybe in the first paragraph. Look at this, y'all. So even if you would have got her in there, it wouldn't have changed anything. Yeah, read the first paragraph. Read that.
Blow it up just a little bit. This fact sheet shows that black women face a substantial gap in earnings compared to white men in each state. Progress has slowed markedly during the last 20 years compared to a longer time horizon. Based on trends during the last 2 decades, it will take over 200 years until 227 for black women's pay to equal white men's for full-time year-round workers until 2362 and until 2362
2362
to reach pay equity for all with earnings. These shocking projections point to the low job quality and poor advancement prospects faced by many black women who are more likely to be in the labor market and, when they are, less likely to work part-time than other women.
So that means that even if Kamala would have got into office, it wouldn't have changed one damn thing.
Damn.
2,227, Lord. I pray that we not here. Lord, make the time short. Lord, make the time short, man. It wouldn't have changed anything because she's only would have been in office for 4 years and she would have been gone. It wouldn't have changed anything for your people, let alone even for you, because we know black women, y'all don't care about nobody else but yourself. You hardly care about your kids. We're going to get into that. So it wouldn't even got you more money.
And even with those type of jobs that the women are looking for, they're not looking for the hard blue-collar jobs where you have to go on and run lines and do all the extra stuff. They want the type of jobs where they could just they want to rule over men. CEO so that's what they want. They want the preeminence. They want that Eve spirit. Manager, supervisor.
Pull up an article by LBJ, was a former president named Lyndon B. Johnson. And what he said 50, 60, 70 years ago still holds true to this very day. To this day. Pull it up and let's read it. Read that.
These Negroes, they're getting pretty uppity these days. And that's a problem for us since they've got something now they never had before. The political pull to back up their uppityness. Now we've got to do something about this. We've got to give them a little something, just enough to quiet them down. Not enough to make a difference.
Not enough to make a difference.
I'll have those niggers voting Democratic for the next 200 years.
It don't matter, and it don't even matter what the Democratic representative stands for. They're going to vote for him regardless. But we know why. We'll get into that as we go on. But that's why God said that in Deuteronomy 17. Give me that Deuteronomy chapter 17. And I want you to read verse 14 and 15, because it won't change anything. What did his quote say? It won't be enough to make a difference. Read that, Deuteronomy 17:14.
Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me.
That's what we say. That's what it is about every 4 years or every 8 years. Is the president is just a modern term for a king. They've called them czars before. They've called them prime ministers. They've called them Caesars. That all goes back to the same thing of the emperors, the people that rule over you, kings. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren.
Now, this is the thing about black folk, because they try to be wise. We've heard this before. Well, if don't God set up people who he want to over his kingdom? Okay, true, he does. If God's going to set them up over the kingdom, that means he don't need your help.
Right.
That means he don't need your vote in putting them where he wants to put them. Correct. They're going to be there regardless. So what are you supposed to do as an Israelite, as a child of God? Refrain yourself from partaking in the ways of the other nations. Right. Let God do his will. It's going to be done regardless. But what you're going to do is show God that you trust in man rather than him.
Right.
Because you believe I gotta vote and my vote counts. Every vote. I'm American. I need to vote. I gotta do early voting. All you showing is God telling God is that you're rebellious and you want a king over you like all the other nations. That's the point. Read that verse 15 again.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
So that means God don't need your help in putting nobody in place, especially if it ain't your own brother.
Right.
Especially if it ain't. And of all the years that black folk have officially got the right to vote, which has only been, since the 60s, we're about 60 years in or so, 60, 65 years in, you've only had the opportunity to maybe vote for somebody that looked like your brother 2 times.
Right.
Maybe, because it's still up in the air with Obama.
Right.
We don't know if he Hamite or if he's us. We don't know. We just knew he grew up in Chicago, but his daddy might have been a Nilo. We don't know. And then when it comes to Kamala, she was just brown and her daddy descend from Jamaica, but as a lot of people said that her granddaddy was a white man.
Right.
So we don't know. You've only had that chance to vote for somebody that looked like you 2 times in the history of you being able to vote. So, and even with that you shouldn't be doing it, because what you're showing God is that you're comfortable in the place that you're in.
Right. Let me ask you something, Cap. The reason why they want to abort their babies is because they chose poorly in the person that they procreated with, right? So they got 20+ million babies aborted because you picked a Pookie and a Ray Ray. Dang. What the hell you think you gonna pick when you get in the voting booth? You ain't been able to pick no right man. How you gonna pick a president?
Damn. Right. Damn, man.
You ain't picked the right man yet.
Damn.
How you gonna pick a president?
Right there,
what the hell is
That's a hell of a point.
That's why they tried to pick a woman.
Yeah,
I feel like,
maybe we just go.
Right. Let's get rid of Sleepy Joe so we can get Kamala up.
Right. Exactly right. Now, give me that next thing we got pulled up there that talks about the wealth gap, because we know black people only vote for somebody they think gonna give them some more money. But let's see if it would have changed it, because that said 2,227, and then it would have been 2,236 before you really caught up in everything. Pull that up about the black wealth gap. Let's read that from the top.
Black wealth gap. The racial wealth gap in the United States is large and persistent.
Large and what?
And persistent.
So that means that nobody that black people have ever voted for has changed anything for us at any point in time in history. That has not changed. It is large and it's persistent. I mean, it's been this way for a long time, no matter what president has been in office and promised you many things. It's been persistent.
I'm saying that's why black people can't say what Obama did while he was in office.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly right. All we got is Obamacare. Keep reading.
With black households holding a fraction of the wealth of white households.
Can you read the median wealth?
So the median wealth for white households, 250,400.
Yeah, it got bad with numbers. Terrible.
250,000
right there.
Man, he can't even read big numbers.
Black households, 24,520. Percentage of
wait a minute. So the median wealth of black households is $24,000, 520. Damn. That's right now, y'all. That's 2024. With all the internet, what do you call them? Content creators.
Right.
All the doctors, all the lawyers that we have as a nation, that's where we at still as a people. Read that next one. Percentage
of all wealth for white households is 80%.
Golly. 80% of all the wealth in the United States. That's why when you go to suburbs and things of that nature, you don't see our people around there.
Yeah.
You don't see us. You know how you ain't even got to come outside. You know how there ain't none of us around there? Drive through one of them neighborhoods and see if they got curtains up. You know, there ain't nobody got to
Ain't
come
nobody.
outside. You know, we don't live there.
Yeah.
We, black people, we don't live there. We ain't a house that we ain't never lived in our entire life. Nobody can say, I ain't never lived in a house with no curtains. You can't say it.
And you know why it's only like 4%? It's because instead of the black woman trying to vote herself into office, she's supposed to be supporting her black man. She's not even doing that. Everybody is for everybody's own self.
Own self.
Right.
Good point.
Selfish.
Now let's get that. Now that you mentioned it, get that in Jeremiah. Go to the book of Jeremiah. So you couldn't have wanted to vote for the woman because she was going to change the estate, move the needle of your situation here in Babylon the Great. No. That couldn't have been the reason. Where's it at that I want?
6:13.
6:13. Okay, go ahead. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 13. Yep.
Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 13. Verse 13. For from the least of them, even unto the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness. And from the prophet, even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely.
Everyone's going after whatever they think is best for them, not for the nation. Not for the nation at all. That's how much that we have been divided and conquered as a people. Right. We've been divided so much into nationalities. That was the first division that they did with us, where you got black people, you got Haitians, you got Jamaicans, you got Puerto Ricans, El Salvadorian, you got Mexicans. They divided us there. Then they divided our languages. And now the war is still on to the point now we don't even realize that we still been at war for 300, 400, 500 years we've been here.
Right.
Is that now is down to the details of we got to divide man from woman.
Right.
And
Marriages.
they are doing that.
Right. And the marriages, what you don't understand is marriages is one of the greatest wealth builders that Esau and the other nation have tapped into. But with black people, it's 80-some-odd%.
Pull that thing back.
Damn divorce rate, or hell, not married.
So look at this, Cap. That you bring it out. Is the divorce rate is that high amongst us as a people? Well, look at the wealth, at the percentage of all the wealth, and that's where it lies at. You got the married couples there, and they've got them. This is they rest over here, but it's 80% going into it. Us, damn.
And you know how that's the case. What does it say? What does the top word say on top of the numbers right there? What does it say? White what?
White households.
That's talking about marriage.
Yep. Good point.
Black households is such in disarray that 4.7% of it got money.
Yep.
That's not even that don't even register.
There you go. You know, because remember now, they not marrying their daughters and their sons to any old family. They making sure they marry their sons and daughters to who? They're the other wealthy. That's what they do.
Good
they
point.
making sure they not make sure they know his background, they know his pops, everything.
Yeah.
The other nations don't deal like that.
Give me that Deuteronomy. Let's go to these curses, man, to show you. Because them are the number. They say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. That's what people say. So now that the numbers have not lied to us, well, let's see why those numbers are the way that they are. Deuteronomy 28. Give me that in verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now watch this. One of the curses is this. This is twofold. Give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 28, and I want you to read verse 54. This is one of the curses that overtook us, that adds to the lack of wealth that we have, and we just looking for any king to save us out of our situation other than Christ.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28, I want you to read verse 54.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you,
That's a good man.
and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother,
Evil toward his brother. Read on.
and toward the wife of his bosom.
And toward the who?
The wife of his bosom.
So now that's going into the sieges that we was surrounded by Babylon and Greece and Rome. But twofold, spiritually is talking about the black man's eye is evil towards the black woman. And therefore, what? No marriages are happening from the man on that side. Now jump down to verse 56, because every woman that's going to watch it, see, it's man's fault. No. Verse 56.
Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you.
Tender, they're not even tender or delicate anymore. They hardcore.
Manly,
strong and mighty.
They from the Bronx.
They're not tender and delicate anymore.
They got Timbs.
They're independent.
Damn.
They went from tender and delicate to independent. Read on.
Which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
That's because she carried herself like a princess.
Right.
Yeah.
She didn't have on Timberlands. She didn't have on boots.
She switched her slippers for Timberlands.
Damn.
Big Timbos. Her feet don't touch the ground.
Damn. For tenderness and delicateness. Read on. Now watch this.
Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
It's evil towards the husband. They all they want him for is sex. If that's all you want me for, it's all I want you for. Keep reading.
And toward her son.
And toward her what?
And toward her son. And toward her daughter.
And toward her daughter.
That's what we were just talking about earlier today. Those abortions. Those abortions clinics.
Yep.
Hey, you know why this scripture is very important? Because during this time, it was our enemies coming against us.
Yeah.
Instead of us pulling our resources together, we realized how the Lord showed, hey, that man that's in the midst of y'all who was professing to be godly, watch, when the pressure hits, he's going to have an evil eye towards his family. Likewise, we read the daughters of Israel as well. When the pressure come against us by our oppressors, guess what? They're going to have an evil eye against their family as well.
Damn.
And that's what happened
together.
That's what happened with Lyndon B. Johnson.
Right.
The pressure came. The brothers had a little bit of money, wasn't able to do whatever.
Right.
LBJ gave them some damn food stamps and some welfare. The pressure came. An evil eye. They kicked them out of the house, and we haven't been able to reverse it since.
Nope. Because what is dividing us is now they have put it in there as money.
Yes,
exactly.
Money is a divide where if you ain't got that, I don't want you. If you ain't doing, I don't want you. They went all the way down to the details of dividing the man against the woman in the Israelite nation now. That's how much it's gotten down to, how much warfare we are at. Now go to that next article from Duke University. We got to make sure we get established and studious. We are
academia
news network. So we have
to
get what you call it, honorable resources. We're not getting nothing from World Star. Pull that up. Duke University. Let's see what they say.
Duke News. U.S. racial wealth gap is persistent and growing. New research finds.
And growing. That's why I wanted to pull that up. It says and growing. Let's read them first two paragraphs on that.
Zoom in just a tad bit.
Yeah, zoom in. Blow that up. Woo. Keep zooming, man.
All right.
Zoom. There we go.
In his 2024 State of the Union address, President Joe Biden said that the country's racial wealth gap is the smallest it has been in 20 years.
That's what he's saying. Okay, go ahead.
However, a new paper from three collaborators at the Samuel Dubois Cook Cook Center for Social Equity of Duke University provides an important correction. The modern racial wealth gap is in the fact growing.
It's in what?
In the fact growing.
It's in fact. Ain't no the there. In fact, growing. It's growing. It's not getting no better. So that means nothing that Kamala would have came in office, nothing would change. Trump in office, nothing is going to change.
Right.
Take me off of there, man. Go ahead. Keep reading.
In large part because of the cumulative
That's it.
cumulative impact of countries' racial history and intergenerational transfers of wealth from older generations to younger ones.
What does that mean? Y'all got to read between the lines. Right. Older generations to younger generations, slave money passed down.
Right.
That's what's getting passed down. Old money. Slave money getting passed down from 1800s. It's compounded in the 1900s, and it's been given to the kids in the 2000s.
How do you think that these franchises become franchises? It becomes franchises
there you go.
through generations.
Yep.
One generation builds up a name, or like Jack Daniels, that was stolen from
Wells Fargo,
right, and then passed down to their children, and then next thing you know, you got Daniels everywhere.
Yeah,
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
Yeah, and the one thing that the black people, when we had that opportunity, Esau violently took it away.
Yep.
If you look at Black Wall Street and some of that, they had oil fields. When you look at the documentaries, they had oil fields. They was getting oil from inside the earth. And Esau came and said, no. Y'all getting too uppity.
Right.
LBJ said that.
Right.
You uppity. You getting too uppity. And they violently took it away. Now it's Exxon and it's Mobil and it's all these other places that you ain't going to never take it back from. Now we doing, y'all women doing OnlyFans to try to get.
Damn.
Damn, my bad.
They conquering nations while you out here showing while you out here less than
Right.
Netflix.
They supposed to be getting taxes on the resources that God gave them. They selling their bodies.
Wow. Their power is in their butt.
Imagine that from the 20s, the 1920s with Black Wall Street, and they was able to keep their oil fields. Man, there'd be so many billion and trillion dollar black families.
Right.
Nah, can't have that. That's
Right.
too much like giving hope to all you blacks.
Right.
Oh, good point right there. So I think that's it in that. Let's go to now since the woman Kamala was not elected in America. So remember, we're going to America revealed itself. What it revealed to us is that the woman that brought death into the world, wanted that chance to do it all over again. Give me that in Sirach. Watch this. Watch this. Sirach chapter 25 and verse 24. This is what we gotta realize. 25-24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died.
She saw her opportunity to kill again freely and took it.
Don't get mad.
She wanted to take it, but God said, no.
Just take it in.
He got prophets that's coming in this earth that he wants y'all to push out, whether you like it or not. But the woman that brought death into the earth saw the opportunity to do it once again and put all her eggs in one basket.
Right, break it down.
And when they didn't get that opportunity, they let everybody know where they truly stood on caring about life at all. Read it again, 25-24.
Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died.
That's what it revealed to the prophets. It revealed to the prophets that the destructive daughters of Eve saw their opportunity again and tried to take it as best they could. No matter who God wanted to set up in the place, because Trump is there because God wanted him there for whatever prophecies that are going to be fulfilled.
That's right.
Trump is a button pusher.
He's a button pusher, buddy.
Right.
He might be. We don't know. God put him there for a reason to bring forth the prophecy. Every single president that's ever been lined up, and every single politician, whoever it might be, they're only being put there to fulfill the prophecies of God. Whether they know them or not, they will do the will of God to bring about the kingdom for the Israelites. But what did black women see? Black women said, no, we don't care what God say. We want to put in who we want to that will give us the possibility to bring death in the earth all over again.
And the crazy thing about it is they're only doing it because we're going to go through these videos. They're only doing it to bring more hurt to their black men.
That's it.
The reason
Not
why
to
you
benefit
would,
them.
right,
Not to help
the
them.
reason why you would go and sit in them stirrups and let the doctor do all that evil is to when you come back, you give him your papers and says aborted. To crush him because he might have wanted it. He might have said, okay, I can deal with this evil woman, but I want to raise my son and my daughter, whatever the case may be. But you 20 million strong said, nope, I'm going to hit you where it hurt, and I'm going to make sure it hurt worse than anything you can do to me.
Yep, exactly right. Now jump back up in that same chapter, and I want you to read verse 17 because I'm going to preface it with this, and then I'm going to let you hear these videos. Verse 17.
Verse 17. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth.
Ain't that the spirit that the black woman got out there today? The unrepentant black woman got out there today? That the spirit that is upon them is dark. And you wonder why men are using and abusing you out there in the world, because your countenance, your face has changed. Right. Whether you got 10 pounds of makeup on it, you got fake eyelashes, you got fake whatever it might be, but it has darkened your countenance. It's darkened your spirit. And now all men that come across you, all they want to do is use you and abuse you. And you are for it. Go ahead.
Like, just touching on that point, you know it's true, because look at how many amount of women that you can go out and just say good morning to without an attitude.
It was a whole song about it.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So brothers know that this Bible is a true book, man.
Exactly right.
Let me get a precept before we get into these videos. Give me Proverbs chapter 30, and let's start at verse 21.
Bring it out.
Right? Because we're talking about the woman that sinful nature that darkened their countenance, that mean, evil spirited woman.
Right.
Read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 21. For 3 things the earth is disquieted.
So it's the disquieted, meaning make the world sorrowful. Read.
And for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat.
Verse 23.
And an odious woman. And an odious woman when she is married.
So odious means a mean-spirited woman. One of these things that God absolutely hates is a mean-spirited woman when she is married or when she's not married. And read.
And an handmaid that is heir to her mistress.
And that's what's going on with our women now. That handmaid that is heir to her mistress, that's going into somebody that is less than and getting wealth, and it turns them to the mean black woman with their degrees and with their high stations. They no longer are tender. They no longer are serving. They no longer are subservient, nice, easy to speak to. When you get a sudden influx of wealth, or as it's called, heir, you now got all this money, all this degrees. You can't talk to them no more. They want to abort your kids. God in verse 23 is talking about you mean-spirited women with your degrees and your stations, your PhDs, but you can't stand the black man that we should be in this fight together.
Right. Good point, man. Pull up those videos and look what revealed itself of the destruction of the daughters of Eve when they couldn't bring more death into the world.
Right.
When they were denied it. Pull them up. Let's play it.
With your bonnet. The hell is this? You can't even hear. You already know she means. She got a bonnet in the car. She ain't even at home.
Please keep that unmuted at all times, y'all. All times. Just leave it unmuted.
Yeah, I'm sick.
So?
But I'm going to say this. I hope that for all you motherfuckers who voted for Trump, I hope your life gets fucked up in the worst way possible, in the most disrespectful way. And I don't care. For you Latinos, go ahead and pack y'all shit up. Because y'all got a limited amount of time before y'all got to look cucaracha y'all ass on the body here. For you men, you black men especially, that voted for Trump or that didn't vote at all, when the police get the motherfucking walk around this whole manhandling y'all like a motherfucking rag doll, bitch, I don't want to hear shit, because what the fuck you wanted. I hope y'all go through the most trying time of y'all motherfucking life. I'm like, so I hope that y'all get that. I hope that y'all get that, because y'all need that, obviously. And I want y'all to have that, because this right here don't make no goddamn sense.
I want y'all to know, by just looking at her, she ain't got no white daddy. I'll tell you now. Her daddy black as hell.
She forgot that, Cap.
She said it for her daddy. Her daddy black as hell. I want y'all to know that.
Right on.
That melanin skin, she ain't got no white daddy, y'all. She got a black ass daddy, a black ass mama.
Right. Black brothers.
And black brothers, and she hate all of them with that. That's why God, go back to that in Sirach chapter 25. 25, and I want you to read verse 25. God said this because that's why women need a man over them, because when you get to talking, the thoughts that are in your head, it just lets us know how destructive you really are. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 25. Give the water no passage.
neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
That's why God said to make them close their mouth, man, because the thoughts that's in their head ain't even rational. Right. It's not even rational a lot of times. They act like oppression is going to start because Trump got in office. Man, we've been oppressed since damn 1619.
Captain, they just
1400s.
They just shot down the sister, right, with the boiling water.
Yeah.
So what's she talking about?
And that was under Biden.
Yeah, hello.
They was hanging black men under Biden.
Somebody mail her a clue, please.
Yes, please. Okay. Play the next video. Come on, tech team. Run it back, man. Come on, tech team.
Black man, and you voted for Trump. I hope that cop beats you so good. I really, really do. I really, really do. I'm wishing it on you. Love you. Not really.
Make sure your homeboy record it and send it to me. I will post it in live.
All right. Whatever she said, all we can get from it, she hope you black men die.
But she don't realize them cops be slanging them sisters too.
Yeah, sure do. Exactly right.
Nah, I guarantee she, next couple of days she gonna post a video where you black men that protecting black women.
Yeah, right. That's what happens. Play that next one.
Help me!
Pause it. So you heard the first word say help me. It says me when the black men who voted Trump are begging for other black folks to help once the police get immunity and start jumping them for fun. Well, I don't know where black people been the last damn
for real. What the hell?
That ain't changed, man. Right. Whatever all the stuff they talking about has been going on. They act like it would have stopped if Kamala was in office. It wouldn't have. It's delusional.
And it happened under Obama.
And you know how it's delusional? Because a woman that has a PhD degree, she still get manipulated by a dude that does not have a PhD degree. So no matter how high you go up the chain, you're still gonna be controlled by another man because of your emotions.
You know the crazy thing about it? I can't imagine. They so Kamala, whatever how you say her name, she couldn't stop the police brutality being the vice president of the United States. That's like, ain't that like the second seat,
right?
In the whole nation, like, hello.
I mean, Joe Biden wasn't listening to her at all.
No, exactly.
Hey, you know how evil this is, though. When have you ever heard the black man ever stoop down to this level to say, "I hope that this happens to the black woman. I hope they get brutalized and victimized." And I don't want to say the other words because they gonna cut it. But when have you ever heard us ever wish evil like this on the black woman? But they don't get a damn vote, and they wishing death on the whole sex. That is evil as this 3 videos. You got hundreds of millions of them that think like this.
They all in the comments.
They all in the comments. Yeah. Con, whatever the hell they saying.
And they're not even wishing death on no other
They ain't saying
race.
about white
They talking about no Chinese folk, no Arab, no white folk.
So they was just trying to get her in office so she could be over black.
Right. That's all they want.
That was it.
That's the point.
Just to be over black men.
So they can bring more destruction as the daughters of Eve.
Right. And sisters, if they get rid of us, let's say if it goes that way, what you think they're going to do to y'all?
Oh, right.
They're going to make y'all queens of the earth?
Right.
Real quick, Deuteronomy 28.
Bring it out.
Read verse 30 real quick. Just to give you take you down the memory lane. All right?
Let's go. Hey, you need that music.
Right. Here we go. Read that for me.
Bring it out.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife.
Come on.
And another man shall lie with her.
They was raping you wholesale.
Right.
Bring it out.
And when the oppression was increased during that time, guess what? They was raping you.
Right.
Wholesale, giving you to their guests. All right. Other slave owners. So when they got the man out of the way, what you think gonna happen to you?
Bring it out.
All right. You better thank God that he doesn't have it his way. Like the men of the Lord is coming back.
The evil that you've put in your spirit, sisters, you are the least desirably married people on the planet right
Bring
now.
it out.
Not that you're not the daughters of God, but you have put the evil in your spirit to think that you're better than your nation, which creates an evil-spirited person.
Yeah.
Wait, if they kill all us, you think white folk gonna be knocking at the door to try to marry some black women?
Right. Because if that was the case, they would be doing it now.
They were doing it now.
They would be doing it now because it's more women than it is men, right? Okay, so where all these white dudes line up to marry you single black women.
Right. Where all the,
where they at?
Right. Where all the Arabs? What they doing? Taking dumps.
Where
in
all the
your head?
Chinese that pushing black men out the way for you black women?
Yeah.
That ain't the case. It's delusion that you living in, sister. That to blame us for you not being able to kill.
Correct. They not doing like they in the Bible, killing us to take our women. They not doing that. They running from y'all. They making parodies or whatever them things called about y'all. They making memes about how evil the black woman is and how vindictive y'all are.
Yeah, and you few that get unlucky and get one that comes around your way.
Right.
And don't try to equate that for all the other single black women. It don't add up.
Because what they got to do though, if they end up getting the white man, what do? They become more sweet. They become more desirable. They become they got airiness in their speech. Their words is soft. They do what the white man say or any other nation. They actually change for them. But for us,
hey, because if they don't, what did that football player do to that sister? Well, she remember she said, I can't go 50-50 with
his
the man.
name was Travis Kelce.
There you go.
Played for
Dropped
Kansas
her like
City
it's
Chiefs.
bad habit.
Oh yeah,
For a white woman.
Right.
Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift is almost
like
a
that.
billionaire.
Right.
The white woman's almost a billionaire, and she pays her own bills.
There you go. Look at that.
She goes half and half with him on the bills.
Damn.
and she's
they
shaped
both-
like this.
And shaped like a damn pencil. They're millionaires. So the black woman who ain't come from nothing said, I ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it.
Y'all crazy, man. They not lining up for y'all, man. So give me those little quotes that been circulating throughout. A lot of them went viral. They've been in a lot of videos. You've seen these things, but it's just revealing the destruction of the evil countenance that is in our sisters that got to be removed. We can't come together as a nation as long as this mindset and this spirit of Satan is in these women today. Our women. Pull it up. Her name, look, what's her handle name on there of Twitter?
From @Bree Aggressive.
Bree Aggressive.
Aggressive.
She got trauma on her face. Yep.
I hope Kamala continues to lock black men up. I actually don't care about any of you.
Damn.
You know.
Now watch this. Check this out.
Probably got
For that
old baby
statement
daddy.
right there. Listen to this, y'all. That statement to be made from a black woman, that means she knows what Kamala's stance was before she even became president.
Right, bring it out.
She knows that Kamala has a history of locking up black men, throwing away the key, and she still was on her side.
Damn.
That was what got her vote.
That's what got her vote.
Lord is great.
This is the destruction that has become known, that everybody sees in the daughters of Eve of Israel today, is that even the plight that your black man is going through, that you complain about, that he's not living up to, and you still agree with the oppressor that was doing the things to him. You know how evil and backwards that is as a damn people?
Look how much people that agree with her. 13,000.
Damn.
14,000 feel the same way about the destruction of the black man.
558 likes, 81 retweets.
Amazing.
Go to that next one. Read it.
From @Laidlaw Sanja. Also, to the black men for Trump, get ready to pay for child support one day and be stopped by the cops the next day. No one is protecting for your ass in the streets. Get effed.
Get effed.
That's crazy.
This is the spirit that's in them, y'all.
So my question is, with all this hate that they're spewing, who is going to protect them from the Caucasoid nation?
Right.
They forgot they was right next to the black
Right,
man.
they forgot they was black.
They forgot they was right
forgot
next to the
it,
black man.
They have disassociated themselves from the struggle.
Right.
Pull that next one.
From @Kim876. To the black men in Georgia that voted for Trump, Next time a cop has their knee on y'all's neck, please leave us black women out of it.
Amazing.
200.
Look at the likes.
Look at the likes.
Not the views.
5,321 likes.
The likes you got to look at, not the views. Because any of us could have came across it, but the people that agree with it are the ones that like it.
800 retweets.
Cap, we can read Joel 3.
Yeah, bring it out, man.
Go to Joel chapter 3, verse 3. Just go with Captain Severus. They forgot all about this. Read that.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
That's Israel.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
That's what they did to the men.
And sold a girl for wine.
What did they do to the women?
And sold a girl for wine.
Read.
That they might drink.
The sisters has completely forgot that they was in slavery.
Right.
Yep. 100%.
Exactly right, man. Give me that in Isaiah. I want to read Isaiah chapter 1. And look how God is pleading with us as a nation. So this goes to the destructive daughters of Eve just as well. Isaiah chapter 1. And I want you to read verse 18. Let's read that.
The book of Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 18. Come now and let us reason together.
God is so merciful that he's even pouring out, he's even humbling himself to speak to the people that he created to try to strike a deal with you in your wickedness. He says, come now, let us reason together. You know what that really means? Let us use some logic and not emotion.
Right.
Reason is logic. It's not emotion. It's not about how you feel. It's about facts. God says, let us use logic and not our emotion. Let us reason together. Let's lay out all the facts on the table and let's see what's right and what's wrong. Come, let us reason together. Read on.
Saith the Lord, though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
God said, I'll remove those sins from you, because a lot of people think because they have done bad, they might as well keep on doing bad because ain't no return from it. God, that ain't the God that created those that we serve. He always has repentance open for all those until the day that he says, I'm done with you. And he gives you over to your own delusions and your lies. Read on.
Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool.
Now read verse 19. This is the point.
If ye be willing and obedient.
That's the problem. Therein lies the problem with black women of why they will not return from their destruction, their destructive path that they are on, because they are not willing or obedient, not to us, but to God. Right. That they do not want to be obedient to God. How do we know that? What are some of the things that being obedient? The way you dress. Right. God says, yeah, you can't do it. Premarital sex. God says you can't do it. They're not willing to obey those laws. I'm talking about this is unrepentant. Right. They're not going to come to that fact and stop doing those things. Stop wearing pants. Stop having premarital sex. Stop wanting to take to what's that place called? Red Lobster. Stop doing OnlyFans. They're not willing or obedient to obey God and his laws. Keep reading.
Ye shall eat the good of the land, but if you refuse and rebel,
that's where we are as a nation. Yep. We are in the position of our black women now are refusing and rebelling against God in all fronts.
Cap, they don't even know that slogan that they put their pitch behind, my body, my choice. That's rebellion.
That's rebellious.
Right. It's not your body, not your choice.
Pull it out, man.
Pull it out. The hell is this?
That's right. Get that.
1 Corinthians
6. Take it 6 and last verse.
Yep, bringing that out. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, last verse.
The book of
19:20.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you?
That's not your body. That's God's body.
That's right.
Which ye have of God, and ye are not your own.
No, you are my body, my choice.
For ye are brought with a price.
Oh, you're supposed to read it again. Come on, man.
Which ye have of God, and ye are not your own.
Read on.
For ye are brought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body.
That's it.
And in your spirit, which are God.
There you go.
That's right.
Glorify God in your body. So that means what? 1 Timothy chapter 5, I believe it is.
Yep.
5 and what?
5 and 4.
Yep. Let's get it. 1 Timothy chapter 5, I believe it is. And verse 4, is he called? Go ahead.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 4. But if any widow have children or nephews.
No, it's
14.
Yep.
Verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women marry.
That's what God wants the younger women to do. So you don't go do what? You go down a path of destruction.
Right.
If you stay in a path of promiscuity and my body, my choice, and I'm a free spirit, it's going to lead you down a path of destruction as a woman. I want to put newsflash to all the women that are out there. You can't live your life like a man.
Right.
Well, you do it. Why can't we do it? You got bodies. Why can't I have bodies? Because it will destroy you.
Right.
The same way it'll destroy the man.
Right.
It's going to destroy the man too, but it's going to destroy your ass even more.
Right.
And the women, they know that they can't live without a man subconsciously because with any problems that they have with dealing with a man, they will call another man. That's you acknowledging that in that moment in time.
Good point. You have a call my brothers.
Yeah.
No, you don't need a man. I have a call my uncle. You don't need a man. Oh, my tire flat.
Right.
Don't call no man. Call a woman to come change it.
Right.
Ain't no way.
But as a man, we don't need no other woman. We don't need to call other men. We handle our own business.
What about the breaking and entering? They call
You don't
police.
you don't hear man saying, I don't need no woman.
Never.
No. We live by what God said.
Right.
It's not good for a man to be alone. We obey that.
Right. We live in reality.
Ain't no man said that. I'm going to tell you right now.
Right. If you say
Not
that,
unless he's zesty.
Right.
That's it. That's the only
But
case.
ain't no man ever said that.
right. God damn it, I'm a man.
Tell you the truth, when it was in the world, I only
I'm
heard
glad I'm all by myself. Ain't no damn man. I could do bad all by. That didn't come from no man.
That wasn't no
That nigga
slogan.
gay.
That wasn't no slogan in the man's conversation.
No.
He might have said, you can't live with them, can't live without them.
Yeah.
That's it.
But he never said can't live with him. That's the end of the story. Nah. We ain't never say that. But God wanted him to do what? Verse 14 again.
Verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children.
Bear children, not kill them. I'm not even saying the word that y'all want to say and be politically correct. No, don't kill them, God says. He wants you to bear children to do what?
Guide the house.
Guide the damn house.
Bring it
Yes, that's what he wants you to do. Take care of the stuff that's in the house. Make a house a home.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't that what y'all say? Make a house a home. Make it a home.
Now y'all make it grievous.
Right. Though he won't come in. He just sit in the car. He go to the bar after work. He go with the boys after work. He go straight into the man cave. He don't even come through the front door. He go through the side door.
Damn.
Or he just don't come in the house at all.
Right.
He go live with the cleanup woman.
Oh, damn.
Sheesh. Oh, he wants you to guide the house. Read on.
Give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
And that's what the daughters of Eve have done.
Yep.
Yes.
They have given an opportunity for the adversary, which would be who? All the other nations to speak evil against you as the daughters of God, whether you believe you're an Israelite or not. What do them Christians say? What them people of the world say? They say, I'm a child of God. Well, even if you believe you're a child of God, you believe that there's a higher power, your creator, he says you should not give anyone a chance to speak reproachfully of you as his daughter. There's no way that the nation should look at you and say them is the whores of the earth.
That's all they see.
No.
That's it.
Cap.
That's all
That's all they see us as.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And they had a video with the black women in UK, and you know how the UK they got an accent.
No, go ahead.
They have an accent. You know how they speak, but in UK they have an accent, and how they mock or mimic the black women in America. They sound like a ratchet black woman.
Yeah, that's
exactly
the only
right.
view of us that they have.
That's right.
Of
That's
our
the view.
women that they have. That's what the world sees.
Right.
Right. Because one thing that, like you said before, our women have forgotten we was in the damn fields together.
Yeah.
We came over here on the ships together. We got whipped on our backs together.
Right. You saw it in the movie 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
Whipped on the back.
Some of y'all forgot this. Can I play this real quick?
Go ahead.
Play that. Y'all forgot this.
Mina, who's the father?
There you go.
Mina?
Oh, man.
Come. You say, who's the father? Because she don't have a baby
George, you
without
gather everybody up in front of the big house. The Jack, you hurry on ahead. You get my shaving blade, scissors, and a mirror. Georgia, you gather up Mina's clothes. I told you to run. You gather up. That's right.
Deuteronomy 20.
Gather. Don't you move, child. Then you're gonna get on your knees, Mina. You're gonna get on your knees for me, and you're gonna soak your head. No. Lean over the bed. No! You're gonna do what I say you're gonna do now! No! I'm gonna clean out that hut! And I throw it all in the fire! Everything of yours and everything of George's too! Her clothes, her pouches, her guards, everything in the fire, you hear me? You do as I say, child.
That woman forgot about this.
Sit that down, Jack! Sit down now!
They call her a woman. They call her a child. Just like they call the man a boy.
Damn.
I watch what he do. He ain't gonna do nothing crazy.
Your boy get up on behind you like this, huh?
He gonna shave her damn.
Oh, this is just wool. You
Like
say
Christ. Wool
you
like
say I got
Christ.
wool on my head, not hair. Sing it for me, Mina.
God's wool, not hair.
It's just wool, and it ain't even yours. Ever, if I say it ain't.
It ain't even yours if I say it ain't. Wow. This who y'all running towards.
Right.
See, we got wool, man.
Now watch this.
Pause it.
Now watch this. Because people see this and be like, oh, see, that's old time. They live in the past. No, that's still going on today. You black women, straighten your hair. You put weaves in.
Bring it
You
out.
put damn, what's them things they sew-ins, lace fronts. When you go into corporate America, because that white man don't want to see your wool. It makes him uncomfortable. That right there is still happening to this day. So quit trying to put everything in the past. No, it's still happening today. It just changed forms. It morphed. That's all it did.
Because, like you said, she got pregnant by another slave, right? Without the master's permission. Why would he go straight to her hair? He didn't whoop her. He didn't do none of that. He shaved her hair. He gonna take a razor. When you go a couple seconds, get to that point. Just a visual. Just go up a little bit. Come on, scroll it. Come on, hurry up.
There you go, right there.
Right there.
Man. Damn, you got to play that, man. Just let it play a little bit, then pause it. Just so they
Bring
can
that
see
back
it.
a little bit.
No, let it play right there. Let it play. Oh, my goodness. Pause it. So,
Like
right
we
there.
forgot about that, man.
Forgot about that.
That happens today. Sure. When you go into your jobs, that happens today.
They make you do
And
it.
you know how that also happens? Where you hating your wool, you putting all them chemicals in it. How many of you black women hair look like that under your lace?
Damn! Drop the bomb on that. Drop the bomb on that.
So you saying
I'm just saying.
You said the slave master make her head look just like that right now.
Right.
Damn.
And they call it alopecia. No.
And you want the black man out the way. You want him out the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And guess what? During this time, right, the black man stood up. I'm going to drop a name. Nat Turner.
Right.
He made the slave master pay for doing that.
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Black man.
That's right.
Black man.
Now you got the Israelites standing up again
That's
to
right.
do it again.
Yeah,
All right.
good point. We're going to get to that. Louisville. Let's move on here, y'all. Pull up that next video of a sister named Angela Stanton. She's been on a tear here, being interviewed by a lot of black podcasts. She's speaking something that's contrary to most destructive daughters of Eve today. Play. Let's listen to this.
For women's rights, but you got to be born to become a woman, right? And these type of rights actually execute the women of tomorrow. So it's like all of the women that thought that they were voting for Black life were actually the carriers of Black life, right? Voting for a right to terminate Black life. So it was a very offensive campaign to me, even all the way down to the DNC. And I think that's what sealed it in the coffin to me, because they went to the DNC, and I call it an abortions Hot Wheel bus, right? Because they had a bus where they were performing live abortions.
Listen to this.
And me, because I'm spiritual and I done studied all the religions and I know about Moloch and Moloch worship, I'm saying to myself, you mean to tell me that these people actually performing human sacrifices at the DNC to win the election? And I was like, God is not going to stand for this. But everybody you saw getting off that bus was a Black woman.
Damn.
When you talk about downtown Chicago, what's the demographic? So why are we sending abortion Hot Wheel buses to the hood?
Was this really
but we're not taking them to the border. Now you know.
Because we didn't see it.
Now you know I ain't going to say nothing that can't be fact checked. Now you know everything I say can be fact checked. And anybody can get on the computer and research this right now.
Why didn't they?
All right. Now, she said everything I say could be fact-checked. So we went as being a professional news show. Professional news show. We went and fact-checked what she said. Let's pull up the article and see if it's true that they had a abortion Hot Wheel bus in Chicago.
During the campaign.
At the Democratic Party. Let's play the video. Take it off mute. And let's play the video. Take it off mute. Take it off mute. And play the video. No, the video's not unmuted. The video's not unmuted. I used to do tech team back in the day. Y'all didn't know Captain Cobb. He was just a little old brother, the soldier. Used to do tech team. All right. Okay, let's go. There you go. It wasn't unmuted.
This week, offering.
Pull it up.
Come on now, dog. Parenthood is having a controversial increased presence in Chicago this week, offering free abortions and vasectomies just blocks away from the DNC.
We don't see it.
Brian Ennis is live for us in Chicago with the latest on this. Brian, good evening.
Trace, good evening. Well, yeah, that Planned Parenthood mobile clinic is just outside of the convention. It is offering free abortions, free vasectomies, and free contraception. And apparently, services.
So it wasn't only an attack on women, it's an attack on Black men as well, because it's in Chicago. Right. It wasn't in the suburbs, it was in the inner city at the Democratic convention. Abortion and vasectomies.
Damn.
Oh. No life at all coming from the Israelite race. None at all the Black race.
Double homicide.
Double homicide on both sides. Go ahead, let it play.
Are so popular that they've got all their appointments booked up, and there is a wait list. And in fact, they are now accepting walk-ins, according to doctors that spoke to Fox. There's also a 20-foot inflatable IUD named Frida. That's also here in Chicago, courtesy of Americans for Contraception, who fear birth control will be restricted by Republicans. A doctor who performed 10 medication abortions in the mobile clinic today insists that Planned Parenthood is not trying to send a political message by being parked outside of the Democratic National Convention.
Yes, they are.
I think above.
Pause it real quick. I want you to understand this. That Democrat or that abortion bus, Planned Parenthood, do y'all think that bus would have got within maybe 10 miles of the Democratic convention if they did not get permission from the Democratic Party first to park right outside? The damn Secret Service scanned a damn 10, 15-mile radius.
You don't find that suspicious?
You can't come nowhere near that place unless they allow you to, especially in a bus that you can possibly do anything. You can pack it with explosives of anything. Have a sniper in it, a gunman. You ain't coming nowhere close to that place unless they are allowing you there. And the only way they will allow you there is if they agree with what you stand for. Come on, man. We ain't stupid, man. Play it.
What we're hopeful for is that healthcare's return to healthcare, that it becomes depoliticized. It has become a weapon of politics.
Abortion has become a political weapon, though, for Democrats, where they have seized on this issue to energize the left. Activists dressed as abortion pills marching outside the DNC alongside anti-Israel protesters, environmentalists, and even communists. House Speaker Republican Mike Johnson posting on X, blasting the mobile clinic, quote,
all right, you can cut it, man. I want to go to, because she mentioned about Molech, right? So let's go pull up that next article that you got about Molech, because a lot of women don't know that when they kill their kids, you're actually honoring another god.
Yes.
Read that. I mean, yeah, pull it up. Read it.
From Wikipedia, Molech is a word which appears in the Hebrew Bible several times, primarily in the book of Leviticus. The Bible strongly condemns practices that are associated with Moloch, which are heavily implied to include child sacrifice.
Include what?
Child sacrifice.
Can you give me that in the book of Exodus, chapter 20? Right. Since your Christian pastors and your church won't tell you these things, we love you enough to tell you the truth. No matter how it makes you feel, no matter how much you're going to hate us at the end because you are hearing truth in your ears and you may not agree with it, we still going to give it to you. So our hands will be clean when we stand before our maker that we warned you of what you was doing. Exodus 20:1.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt not have what?
No other gods before me.
When you are murdering your baby, it is you are honoring the god of Molech. No. That's what you are doing. And the thing is about it, Satan can transform himself and to make himself look like anything, and you still be worshiping him as a god. There was a whole episode, a whole TV show called American Gods, right?
Yeah.
They presented themselves as something that they were not, but the origin of them, it went back to daggone Molech, it went back to Ishtar, Ashtaroth, you name it. They just presented themselves in different ways in modern times for the people at that age. So when you are murdering your baby, you are actually honoring the god of Molech that wants your child to be sacrificed. Now, a lot of people don't understand what it comes from. Like, what were the things that Molech lived by? All right. Give me that in the next article, the Bible study tools. Watch this. Go to those points. What did the Bible say about Molech? And then we're going to come back to the scriptures. Read that from the top.
What does the Bible say about Molech?
So you see right here that this was the idol image of Molech, and you see that there's a child being given. You're handing over your child to this idol god. Okay? Now let's scroll down and let's read that paragraph.
People often begin reading through the Bible with great intent to go from Genesis to Revelation, only to find themselves adrift once they reach the book of Leviticus.
So when they get to the book of Leviticus, which the whole Bible is about laws, but in Leviticus, it really is law, because it's written to the priest, which was the Levites, of how they should conduct themselves in their office, administering the law to the children of Israel. So a lot of people have a problem just with the damn what? The third book of the Bible. They already ready to close it. Okay, let's keep reading.
Leviticus gets a bad rap because it contains many rules and instructions delivered to the Israelites. The book has many rules, some about feasts and celebrations. The God of the Bible cared that his people make time to celebrate, rejoice, and gather. However, Leviticus also contains stern warnings about engaging in idol worship, especially the worship of Molech.
Especially the worship of Molech. Why is God really concerned about Molech? How can you have a nation of people when they are serving a god, an idol god that wants you to kill your babies?
Right.
You can't further yourself as a nation if you're worshiping and honoring a God that says to honor me, you got to kill your babies. Now let's read that. What does the Bible say?
What does the Bible say about Molech? Names from ancient times often have several variations, largely because different cultures had different spellings and so on. Therefore, Molech is sometimes spelled Molech or Melech. He is also sometimes known as Baal, although Baal.
Baal. That's Baal.
Although Baal could have been a reference to any false god.
Baal's the devil, basically. That's all it is. Any other god except the God of Israel is the devil. Okay? Go ahead.
Some trace the origin of this idol to the Phoenicians, who had a god they referred to as MLK. The Hebrew people added to the ETH to a name to indicate shame, such as Ashtoreth or Molech.
To indicate shame, Ashtoreth or Molech. Go ahead.
Melech in Hebrew is the word for king. So, if you see some references to the king of shame.
To the who?
King of shame.
To the king of shame. Now watch this, watch this. How does Molech tie into child sacrifice today? Tell me what woman walking around saying, oh yeah, I'm pregnant, I'm about to go get an abortion. They don't tell it. They don't go around saying that, broadcasting that to everybody.
Right.
They do it in secret. That's why the Planned Parenthoods are tucked off in the corner. You don't know where it is. You got to Google the address. You got to find it. It's inconspicuous of how you find it because it is a place of shame.
Right.
No woman walks around that has had one before and goes around saying, man, I'm sure I'm glad I got them abortions.
Right.
Maybe some of the ratchet assholes today, they might say that. But any woman with some kind of integrity, don't go broadcasting that. They are ashamed that they did those things. Why? Because they worship the king of shame, Molech.
Damn.
Keep reading.
So, you will see some references to the king of shame when researching Molech. Molech was the reigning god of many tribes surrounding the Israelites in ancient times. In the Bible, Molech is associated with the Canaanites.
With the Canaanites. Now, give me that in Leviticus because we're going to keep reading about Molech. But I want to read Leviticus chapter 18 about this child sacrificing that the destructive daughters of Eve have followed after instead of the God of Israel. Leviticus 18, and let's read verse 21.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
Because that's what you had to do. You had to drop it in fire. Now they just pull it out and with utensils, rip them apart.
Piece by piece.
Piece by piece. Torturing the baby.
And then they burn it.
And then they burn it to get rid of it. Damn. The fire to Molech. Keep reading.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
You know what that profaning is? When they look at the daughters of Israel and they look up the stats and say, y'all have killed 20 million babies.
Amazing.
You profane the name of God because it shouldn't be named amongst you that you killing your babies willfully. Just because you're promiscuous and you sleeping with Ray Ray and them, Pookie and Ray Ray,
and them,
that you lead it in killing babies. That's just the Southern Kingdom. And guess who's number 2 in abortions? Hispanics. Your brothers, your other sisters are right behind you in killing babies. Go ahead, Ken.
You know how you said earlier that you are serving another God when you kill your babies, right? Ain't no way you can be a follower of Christ, God. There ain't nothing. You can't be of the Bible and you killing your babies. Why? Because give me Genesis chapter 1 and verse 27, 28. Because the God of the Bible says something totally different than you got in your church. Because there's a lot of pastors now that's agreeing with abortion.
Yeah,
they agree with Kamala and all them and Sleepy Joes and all them other and all them other people. They're agreeing with it. Ain't no way you in the Bible and God says it's real.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
So he created male and female. Watch this, what he said. Read.
And God blessed them.
God blessed them. It is a blessing. The next part,
Right.
read.
And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
So God, the God of the Bible, says it's a blessing to be fruitful and multiply. Anytime you go into Planned Parenthood and they kill your babies, you have denied God. You don't believe in God. You don't believe in the mandate. He ain't say this if. He said be fruitful and multiply. That's a order in marriage.
Yep.
That's the purpose of marriage, right? But y'all are following other gods, calling themselves the God of the Bible, and God won't judge. Yes, he's going to burn you. He's going to destroy you. Just like you burned your kids, he's going to destroy you for it.
Yep.
It was a part. It was a part too that in the video it mentioned how when the trucks came out, it was a weapon for the DNC, right? Go to Psalms real quick. 64. Read verse 5 real quick. Now 4. He said it was a weapon. A weapon. Yes, they don't have to pull guns out on you no more. No, they shooting you. He's gonna tell you right here. Read it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 4. That they may shoot in secret.
They shoot in secret. Come on.
At the perfect.
Read.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
They don't regret none of that. They'll send those buses of abortion so we can kill ourselves. And you got the black woman right there supporting it. Remember, the same way the serpent infiltrated Eve back then to cause us all to fall, he's at it again.
Yep.
And the black woman is doing it again, letting
right
Satan come in and penetrate and destroy us.
There you go.
No joke. Oh, yeah, read verse 5.
Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Damn.
They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
You see that? Like Cap just mentioned, they always have their locations, Planned Parenthood, in the hood, tucked off in the ghetto.
Damn. There you go. Pull up that video about what Cap said about no way you can be pro-choice and be of God. Pull up that short real quick. And let's get it. Go ahead. He says the Bible teaches a pro-choice. I stand on the door and knock. If you will let me come in, the Pastor Bryant, that's pro-choice. Oh my goodness. He said,
Black church,
go ahead.
Church's position over women having authority over their own bodies. Jesus said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If you let me in, I'll come in. What is that, Pastor Bryant? That's pro-choice.
God. Whoa. Wow. Look at her face. She can't even believe it. No way. You just said that.
Niggas
but I'm
making
right.
it up.
But I'm going to roll with it. Okay, keep letting it play.
Also, you have an option to open the door.
Yeah.
Says, I'm not coming in and telling you what to do. You have to make a decision.
Unbelievable.
The government, which is a democracy, is now trying to operate as a theocracy. That says, if you do not fall in line with what Sunday school tells me, then it's illegal, and that is not really the clarion call of the Bible.
Wow. Go to that other video. That nigga just said that Jesus knocking on the door is the decision to kill your baby or to keep it.
That's the face that she made that, I know you full of shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to you.
I'm going to go with you because you're on my podcast. I want you to walk off. I paid you good money to be here. Go to that next one, and I want you to skip up to like a minute 15 or something, or a minute. Come on, the video's already in there. Where's the video? There we go. A minute or so, about a minute 10. Skip to it. Yep, right there.
You niggas crazy.
1 minute. Let's play it. Roll it back. Roll it back to a minute.
Man, this dude is crazy. Pastor Jamal. Is it Jamal?
All right, bless the tech team's heart, y'all. We anoint them. Go back to a minute.
Just put technical difficulties up on the screen.
Yeah. Damn. All right, let's read that. Real big. Now read that for us.
Pastor Jamal Bryant of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church recently responded to a wave of negative comments on social media regarding Vice President Kamala Harris' recent visit to the church.
Oh, I thought church and state was supposed to be separate. Okay, go ahead.
Bryant and his social media team decided to address the criticism head on.
Okay, let's see what they say. Go ahead, play it.
His name is Nicholas. I just don't want the, real big Nicholas said, this ain't no church. Shaking my head. If you support Kamala, who's openly pro-choice and pro-SA, you're a fake Christian, period. So, I know how to comment. I know how to respond to a lot of things, but what would you say to a person like that?
Yes.
Okay, so before I react, y'all heard the question. The individual said, Jamal,
skip
your
her.
church
We
is
ain't
not a
trying to hear
church.
what she say. Just skip forward a little bit. Come, where you going, man? She talked that long?
Lord. So since we've had the vice president, we've had so many comments and questions, and they've not been from atheists. They have been believers who don't know how to disagree with grace.
Wow.
Okay.
What? There we go. There they go with that damn grace again. All right, drop it. Damn women, y'all talk too damn much. I don't want to know y'all got to say. All right, let's go back to the video that we was on with Gloria Stanton. I believe that's her name, right? Yeah. Let's go to that next part at 4 minutes. No, go back to the article of Molech, right? We have Molech. What does the Bible mention about Molech? Yep, pull it up. Let's read it. Go ahead, from the top.
Where does the Bible mention Molech?
No, go ahead.
When God delivered the Israelites from being slaves in Egypt, it had been centuries since they had governed themselves. During their time wandering in the desert, God prepared them to enter a land where they had been centuries of evil practices, particularly those surrounding the worship of Molech.
Centuries of evil practices. That's where we are right now. We live in a place that has centuries of evil practices. Now, I want you to jump down to the point where it says sacrifices. Scroll down. Right there.
Sacrificing children or infants in exchange for a favor is antithetical to God's nature. And he condemns the practice.
He does what?
He condemns the practice.
He condemns murdering kids. What you call abortion today. Go ahead.
And he condemns the practice in the strongest terms. God also commanded that the kings of Israel should not make marriage alliances with foreign nations because it would bring trouble.
And some of us haven't married other nations, but we've married their ideologies, their beliefs. Right. We've married their beliefs. That's why we black women fight for the right to kill babies. You're married to their beliefs. Yes. Go ahead.
Solomon compromised his heart for God by yielding to his wives and erecting places of worship for Chemosh and Molech. During the reign of King Josiah, he sought to reform Israel and return the people to devotion to God by destroying the places, especially in Topheth, where child sacrifices had been practiced.
Child sacrifice had been practiced. Let's go back to the videos with Stanton. So now you got a little bit of understanding on Molech. It goes back to child sacrifice. And all it is you're serving another God in a different form. Molech name now today is called abortion.
Yes, Planned Parenthood.
Molech name today is called Planned Parenthood. Yeah. That's it. All right, go to 4 minutes now of her, and let's see how she sums up serving Molech really is. Go ahead, play it.
Instead of aligning myself, and the black card was always in question.
Yeah.
Because I'm just finna get on some RNS right now. Y'all know what RNS is?
Yeah.
Let's go. What's RNS? Real nigga shit.
Yeah.
I'm just finna get on some RNS
Turn him up
right
some.
now. Like,
I'm here for it.
You can't give me the black card if you're married to a white man and you're raising white children. Because it's hard for me to believe that like everybody is pro black life until it's time to marry and procreate. Well, what's the essence of black life? Creating black life, right? So not only that, but you also are on a HBCU tour, right? Telling childbearing age young black women to, they have a right to abort.
Make sure you stop at the right
While
point.
you don't have any children yourself, but you're raising your husband's 2 white children, right? And why didn't they take that reproductive rights toward a Yale or Dartmouth? Like, why didn't that message go to the predominantly white colleges?
So what you think? Damn, that's a heavy point. Now you see what she mentioned about that. The point you can pull out of that, go to 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9. That you sisters should not be left to yourselves, and you should not even be laying with a man without the guidance of another man giving you that approval. What do I mean by that? That means that for a man to lay with you, there should have been a leader that told you, yeah, that's a good man to marry. And then you laid down and you was being fruitful and multiplying. Right. We have today where there's no fathers in the household and women are making decisions on their own. Say it again.
Right. That's what you're about to say. They're making bad decisions.
There you go. Right. Making bad decisions. Now look what God said about this. 1 Timothy chapter 2. And I want you to read verse 13 on down. 13 and 14 is the point.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve.
So I want you to understand that, sisters, the chicken came before the egg. Right. All right? If you didn't know it, that's how it happened with God. God can do all things, right? Yep. Right. So he made a chicken before he made the egg. Right. All right. So he made man before he made woman. Right. You come from us.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Now read. Read verse 14 now. Watch this.
Verse 14. And Adam was not deceived.
God said this is why a woman can't be by herself, because you will allow someone that only has death on their mind and pushing that as their political agenda. You will allow them to come to a college campus and talk to a stadium full of black women about killing their babies for the future. Adam wouldn't have did that. No. Keep reading.
But the woman being deceived.
That's why you need a man to guide you in the way that you should go, sisters, because you are easily deceived.
Right.
You go by your emotions, not by your logic. That's why God had to say in the beginning, come, let us reason together. Not your emotions. Let's lay the facts out. Right. Do you think that this is the best thing for your nation as a people? No, it's not. But if there's no man among you, you will be easily deceived and end up in what? Keep reading.
But the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
You end up in sin, sisters, especially when it's not a godly man. I'm not talking about one of them Negroes that's in the world that think the same way that you think. I'm talking about a godly man that's in your vicinity to tell you, no, who's this dude right here? No, that dude don't love you. That dude just trying to get in your draw. What's going on, sister? No, don't do it. Cut him off right now.
Even with that verse, what it shows you that women want instant gratification. That's basically what it's going into. Just like with Eve, she wanted that same power of Adam. That's instant gratification. Right. If she's hurt, you gotta hurt. Instant gratification.
Damn.
And you know what? How they're easily deceived, right? They don't say killing your babies, right? What do they say? Woman's right.
There you go.
They say woman's right, so it invokes an emotional standpoint to where they think they're gonna go back to the times when Esau was slave master over them.
What do they say? They say barefoot and pregnant.
Right? Demonize what God set up.
If I don't have the right to kill a baby when I have unmarried sex, you want me to be a slave.
Right. It's exactly what they automatically catastrophize everything.
That's a new word.
Yeah. They catastrophize it because they wrap it up as women's rights, meaning their whole rights is gonna go away by the fact that they can't kill a baby.
I can't drive a car no more because I can't kill a baby.
Right.
I can't eat what I want to eat because I can't kill a baby.
I can't vote no more.
I can't choose what cell phone service. I can't buy weave no more. Y'all want to take my right to kill a no.
They said they was going back into slavery because they can't
kill. That's what they said. That's exactly what they said. Because they wrap it up as woman's rights.
Good
Everything
point.
that you got to write in, we're going to take it away because of this one thing.
One thing, right.
Good point. Read that. No, not read that. Play the video from there to 6:35. Go ahead.
Is you think it's to control the black population?
Of course, it's a replacement plan.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, and if we're just gonna be 1,000, and this is why I'm so excited to be working on Make America Healthy Again with Robert F. Kennedy.
Okay.
Those of us that's 40, right? Like if you think about it, the lifespan expectancy of man is what, 80. So what, we done lived half our life. It's downhill for us. So in the next 40 years, we on our way out. So what's coming behind us? The children, the next generation. So we're boarding them, okay? If we have agendas like LGBTQ plus, you know, children, things that sterilize children, give them puberty blockers and stuff, and they're not reproducing, okay? And then we've removed the majority of the black men from the home because they in prison, right? Or homeless, not because of mental health or not worth, you know, and then we got a high population of black men that no longer even want black women. And then we also got a high population of black men that believe they're black women.
Damn.
So in 40 years, and then this is another question that I have for our community when we're going to just be 100.
That's right.
If we look up research, we know that AIDS has been the #1 killer of black men. Anybody can look this up, right? When you come to medical apartheid, just like all of this other stuff, COVID, whatever. If AIDS is the #1 killer of black men, why are we as a community allowing that to be pushed on our children? It's almost like, you know, just pressing the button for self-destruction.
Damn, that's what we doing. Self-destruction. And who's behind 20 million of the self-destruction?
Damn.
It's the daughters of Eve. Yes. You're behind 20 million bodies that they can count because that doesn't count for Plan B pills. It don't take for you drink. It don't account for you drinking Clorox. It don't account for you falling on your stomach on purpose. All of those things, or taking abortion pills over the counter, whatever type it might be. It don't account for that. The ones that we can account for is 20 million destroyed lives, and it's almost as if you are pushing the button for self-destruction. Is that what's in the black woman? Self-destruction? It is, and I believe it is. Without a righteous black man, black women will destroy themselves.
That's what they say. If we can't have it all, we ain't nobody else gonna have it.
There you go. Exactly right. Give me that in Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 20. I want to bring that. You don't have the right to destroy what God has put in you through the man. You don't have the right. You promiscuous whores don't have the right to do it.
Bring it out.
Ezekiel 16, 20 and 21.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16 and verse 20. Moreover, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast borne unto me, and these hast thou sacrificed unto them to be devoured.
Who they sacrifice them to the idol false god Molech. You sacrificed them to him. Read on.
Is this of thy whoredoms a small matter?
God, then this is the thing about it. Black women think that it's just abort the baby. Oh, it's 90 days, it's 6 weeks, it's a small matter. It don't really mean that I'm gonna kill the baby and then I'm gonna go on about my life. God asking you, is it a small matter to kill somebody?
They say it's an embryo.
Is it a small matter to kill an embryo? That's what the mindset of our people is. It's a small matter for you to kill somebody? Because this is the thing. If somebody kills a pregnant woman, it's considered double homicide. So they do, in fact, in Babylon the Great, this is why it's called the land of confusion, they consider that baby inside of you is a human, but they only change that when you decide to kill it yourself.
You don't find that suspicious?
That's not a small matter, God's saying. Is it a small matter for you to murder your babies? Read verse 21. Now watch this. Read.
Verse 21. That thou hast slain my children.
Hold on, wait a minute. That's what they say. My what? My body.
My choice.
Wait a minute. Hold
Hey,
on.
read it out,
God,
read it out,
you mean tell me God just said something different than what the black woman said?
Read it out.
God said that it's not your body, it's not your choice. It ain't even your kids that you are pushing forth into this earth. Read it again, verse 21.
That thou hast slain my children and delivered them to cause them to pass through the fire for them.
Now, what did God call it? Verse 22.
And in all thy abominations.
God called it abomination. Yeah. All of your abominations, whether you go to the clinic, whether you go to Walmart and get a Plan B pill, whether you drink some Clorox, whether you put a hang up in you, whether you fall on your stomach, whether you starve yourself to death, whatever it might be, God said that thing is an abomination in his eyes.
Right.
And that lets you know how much hatred that they got towards God, because they are killing his children.
Man,
Go ahead,
black people know what they would do if somebody touched their kids.
Right. Yes.
So can you imagine what God gonna do to you?
Read at you. Woo.
Hey.
Because Jeremiah 1 and verse 5. Right, read that. Because like you said, it ain't the women is just the incubators of bringing forth God's children.
Right.
Right? Read.
Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
God says, before I formed you and your mama, I knew you. We talked together. We walked together. I told you, you saw the greatness in the kingdom. You saw what I can do. Before I brought you to the earth, I knew you.
Right. Bring it out.
And before thou castest, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee.
He set you apart, and read.
And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
So you are killing God's prophets that he sanctified and he knew.
Prophet.
Damn.
That's why he said, you think it's a small thing that you're doing? You think that is a very, very small thing? You are destroying the prophets coming back on earth before you even thought about it.
To save you.
Right.
To save you.
To save you. To take you out of captivity. Because you out here being and moaning because you don't have the high state. You know what the highest station is? Getting the kingdom of heaven. And you have nations under you. You ruling.
Hey, Cap, you know how self-destructive that you are? You killing the people that are sent to save you.
That's what I'm saying.
You are doing it.
So who
You
working
don't
for?
want to be saved.
Who they working for?
Satan.
There you go.
There you go. Go back to that video. Let's go to 6:55.
What's that song? Don't save her.
She don't want to be saved. Right, she won't be.
Damn.
Her ass gonna burn. 6:55. Let's play it.
The black babies that you aborting, them little black boys, they got to grow up to be black men. The same boys that you're voting to chemically castrate and turn into little girls, like they're the black men. Y'all don't care about black men. Y'all don't even care about black life. All you care about is power and control and feminism. And that's I can't stand with that, because it has completely destroyed our families. We're voting to abort our bloodlines.
Stop it right there. Damn. That was heavy.
That was cold.
We got to protect this sister, y'all.
Protect at all costs.
They coming for her.
The destruction of the daughters of Eve is only because they want power.
Damn.
That was never given to them by God. Give me that in Genesis. Let's remind the woman why she was created is not to be in that position of power. Genesis chapter 2, verse 18.
The book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him and help meet for him.
God made us a what?
And help meet for him.
That's your purpose, sisters.
That's right.
Not to be in power over the gods of the earth. Your job is to be a helper to that God. And in that, you receive the benefits that God has. They trickle down to you. Just as it does with us being the sons of God and our brother being the son of God. We are heirs to the things that he has received. That's what you got to retrain your mind, and so you stop destroying us as a nation.
That's right.
You're not the sole factor for it, but you're helping the destruction that we have as a nation only because you want power. And that's not nothing new upon the earth.
And the worst part about it, she doesn't want power from her black man. She wants power from white.
Good point. Good point.
From a so-called white man, from any other nation but her man.
Yep.
Right. Bring it
Good
up.
point. Now watch this. Go to Jeremiah chapter 44 to show you that black women wanting power since the days of Eve, where she wanted to be equal with her man. It didn't change in ancient times, and it hasn't changed in modern times, in the end days. Jeremiah chapter 44, and I want you to read verse 15. We're going to jump around. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 15. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burnt incense unto other gods.
We know women that have had abortions, that have served the god of Molech, right? Look what these sisters said to those same men, or to the prophet that was sent to save them. Jump down to verse 17.
Verse 17. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing go forth of our own mouth.
Out of what?
Our own mouth.
We're going to do what we want to do. Even in ancient times, it was what? My body, my choice.
Yeah.
Our women still had that thought. You've had that thought in your mind ever since the days of Eve.
Bring it out.
That caused what? She brought death upon all mankind. And you have wanted that power over your righteous man, your God upon earth, ever since that time that Satan introduced it into your life. But God never gave it to you. He said you were supposed to be a helper to that God, not be a ruler over him. Now keep reading in that. 17 again from the top.
Verse 17. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven.
That's Ashtoreth.
And to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem.
You even had the man agreeing with it.
Amazing.
You don't want this baby, give me the money to pay for the abortion. Give me the money for the pill. Now watch this. Jump over to verse 19.
Verse 19. And when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven.
When we was able to murder these babies, read.
And poured out drink offerings unto her.
Worship her.
Did we make her cakes to worship her, and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men.
Without our man. That means the brothers knew what these women were doing and condoned it. Shame on you, damn man, that condone it, that's sleeping with these women and commit fornication and then condone it and give them money to get rid of the babies. Judgment coming for your ass too.
Right.
It's coming for you as well. Now watch this. Just giving women power. This is what has happened when women got power. Pull up the videos and the images. Pull up that first image. Well, this is what happened. That's what happened when we gave women power.
Amazing.
Damn.
Ain't no
I'm pretty sure them boys is brothers or cousins.
Nah.
One on a what you call this, homecoming, throwing up
gang signs. Yeah.
And then the other one
Sister soldier.
is a sister soldier, Zesty.
And look at how the mama looking.
And the mama all
And look at the
mean
mama
as-
face.
She like, damn.
Big
I done
mama
fell.
with that damn.
That's probably the grandma.
Blazer dress joint.
This is what happens when we give you women power. This is the things that happen. Look at it right there. Give me that next video. Look at this. This is what women, you having power. This is what's happened. Go ahead, Kat.
This picture right. Go back to that picture.
She a Christian.
Yes,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Oh yeah. All she missing is a hat.
Yep.
Feathers on it. But this picture, this image right here says single black woman.
Yep.
Right.
Creating a damn demon in the streets with the gang sign.
Yep.
And then look how evil the little boy all in on it. He looked mean and damn zesty at the same time.
A zesty thug.
He
Young
a
thug.
combination of all three.
Thugalicious.
But ain't no man on the end. Ain't no man even on the field.
Yep. All right, let's go to that video of women in power. All you wanted was power, you got it. And this is what turned out. Look at it. It's the daughters you raising. God.
Wow.
That's your daughters.
All of them got on bonnets.
Oh my God.
That's the daughters you raising with the power you want it. Let it play one more time. Yeah.
Sisters kicking in doors and brothers got big boots.
Hey,
That's what happened.
She front kicked her. Hey, now, hey, pause that.
Amazing.
Pause that right quick. Now, if somebody was in that house that was strapped and smoked all three of them, now they're going to be, oh, why they had to do that?
Right.
You front kick.
Took the hinges off the door.
Right.
She kicks it. The hinges came off the
Front
door,
kick
y'all.
the hinges off that door. And you don't expect somebody to, how they say up the pole?
Did she do that in socks, Cat?
No, I don't know. She did it in a bonnet.
Go to that next video. This is what happens when the white man gave you women power. When Satan gave you women power.
That's what gave her that power to do that.
Pause it real quick. Read that.
How is this real life? Super toxic radioactive trash. Black bum ratchet witches.
Black bum ratchet witches. This is at the Democratic. Is Kamala Harris? Is at a Kamala Harris party?
Harris
Yep. Play it. This is Glorilla.
It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no hitter, and no hitter ain't got. Let's go. I'm about to show my these hitters love her. How the is that your man? Is he right here with me? Turned up with my sister. Turned up at my show. Shit. 60,000 fans came to see me do my. Got 1,000,001 haters.
That's the women you raised with when you got power, sisters. Yeah. Play the next one. No, wait a minute. No, we gonna wait on that because I like the sister. Because the sister. Give me that in Isaiah chapter 3 and read verse 12. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12.
The book of Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
We just saw that children have grown up to be adults and oppressors, and even the children oppress us today. Go ahead.
And women rule over them.
And women are in power.
Right.
You women are in power, is what God's saying. Now let's see what happens when the woman is in power. Go ahead.
Oh, my people, they which have lead thee.
They which lead thee. I pray, man, I wish y'all ever read this stuff before, man? Come on, y'all. Y'all ain't read this? Okay. They which lead thee.
Cause thee to err.
They caused you to do what?
Cause thee to err.
To turn away from God. They cause you to do what is ungodly. They cause you to do the abominations of the earth. They cause you to murder your children. Right. They cause you to be promiscuous. They cause you to sleep around. Right. They cause you to divorce your husbands.
Right.
They cause you to have boyfriends.
Right now.
They that lead thee, the women, are destroying you. Keep reading.
And destroy the way of thy path.
They are destructive. The women are the destruction of the daughters of Eve is prevalent in what we see. It's going to get worse. Play that next video. I like your sister, what she said. She got some sense. A little bit of sense. We got to get her right. Lord, will she repent? But she got a little bit of sense right here. Play that next video. Save the kids from these hoes. Turn them up.
Because I had a young girl, 15 years old, tell me about all the things that she's learning from a very popular content creator on how to take advantage of men. And, you know, you don't need love. You need that dollar. You need to do certain things and he will give you that dollar. I was like, you know what? Bet. I understand. If grown women want to be okay with being hoes, that's their choice. You know, I still hope you don't go that way. But these children, these babies are learning that it's okay to be a hoe and that it's actually glorified, it's glamorized.
The women, Ezekiel 16:44. They're learning it from adults, that women that are in power. That have a certain level of power that Satan gave you. Ezekiel 16:44.
Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 44. Behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
So is her daughter. You women in power are teaching your daughters to be hoes like you are. Skip that next video of the outfit culture and go to the next video of this sister right here. She made a good point about Kamala Harris's reproductive lie. Play the video.
To agree that the government should not be telling her what to do with her body.
90% of women don't need reproductive rights. They need to use their right to close their legs. Because if you take out the, cases of the R word or health issues during pregnancy, then you will quickly find out that what women are really saying is that they want to not be held accountable for their actions.
There you go.
So they will side with any political party, any politician that will help them do just that. That's why I talk so much on my page about closing your legs. Because if you did close your legs, you realize that you don't need reproductive rights. Because you have reproductive rights.
There you go.
You have the right to reproduce. You just want the right to not reproduce because you made bad decisions.
Damn!
And you want the rest of the world to go along with that delusion. See, that's the funny thing about rewording things. No one is taking a woman's right away. Women use their right to be able to lay down and have sex. And they also use their right to be able to lay down and have sex unprotected. Thus, reproduction is the result of the right that you used.
And lay down not being married. Right. And now you want to get away from the responsibility that comes from what God said a husband and wife should be able to do. Be fruitful and multiply. Now watch this. This is make sure y'all clip this. This is the trickery of Satan, of the devices of Satan, where he will change words. Remember that Kamala Harris came on there and said that the government shouldn't have the right to tell them to do what they want them to do with their body. But didn't the government give them the right to kill the baby that's in their body?
Exactly right.
So the government did give them the right to do something with their body, whether it's negative or where in their case to keep the baby, or whether it would be positive to the wicked, I can kill the baby. The government still gave you the right to either keep the baby or not keep the baby. So the government is still telling you what to do with your body.
Right. Because the government, what the reason of that government thing is, if you do it, is whether or not you right with murder or whatever, or you're wrong, whichever one. So it's you going to do the abortion. The government stance is, okay, well, I give you permission. You stand on the right side, meaning you're not going to go to jail. Or you stand on the wrong side, you go to jail. That's still the government, whichever way you slice it.
Either way, man. And so this is the delusion. This is what Satan can do to you. He can present himself as an angel of light by just changing the words to you, because you don't have the wisdom of God to realize the lies that are being portrayed or laid out in front of you, making you think it's a good choice. When you get the word of the wisdom of God in you, you'll see the evil for what it is. Now, here's some more of women being in power. This is what you told your daughters. Pull up the video.
I want to dismantle this thought that it's too late.
Yes.
Because I think that I'm a millennial, and like millennial women were really set up for the okie doke, because they told us from when we were little, don't depend on anybody. Make sure you get your own. Always be independent. Go to college. Get an education. Don't have a don't put a man before your, like, we were hammered. The messaging was go to college, have something that you can stand on, and then think about a man and a baby. And a lot of us did that, and what that did was it made us older, entering motherhood, our age, we started thinking about making a family later, and then I feel like we just got shamed on the back end. And we were like, wait a minute, but I thought this is what we were supposed to do.
Now, who told them that? That was black women.
Right.
That was women that told them, man. Don't depend on no man. Get your education. You get your money first.
That was that woman that damn dress suit that told her that.
Yeah.
On the church woman on the field.
There you go.
White women, they get the opposite message. When they go to college,
good point.
They go to college to be a lawyer, but they are looking for that lawyer man.
A lot of them are married before they even graduate. They married at 21, 22 years old.
Build together.
And they build together. Black women, y'all told y'all daughters that. And it's further destroying them. Now, go to that last video we got here that you the destructive daughters of Eve with double chins and white women hair in your head. Pull up right there what you got right there. Just pull up the image. This is what you want. You double chin ass black women. Big bag with your blonde ass hair.
Long hair, big bag.
We're going to play the video. This is the audacity that you got. This is why you don't care about black life at all. You are just destructive in everything you touch. You've destroyed everything.
Like she a 10 or something.
If you so good at being leaders and making right choices, well, the black man ain't been in the black neighborhoods. Well, look at the hood then that you've been running. It's full of drugs and murder and damn Christian churches.
We try to give the dietary law. We try to give all.
We try to keep these women from being baby mamas and killing their babies.
All the law.
Whores.
Hold your leg.
We're trying to keep you from killing babies, and you're mad at us. Just stop eating.
How about that? Forever.
Play the video. Look at this.
I'm coming out of Dollar Tree, and the gospel cues then ran up.
She talking about the gospel cues.
She fat
she
too.
Went on to say, I thought they was about to step for me, but they here to step for Jesus.
Oh, see, it's the thing. You're my God. You mock the prophets. Okay, give me that Proverbs chapter 1. Play it again where they can actually hear and see what she said.
I'm coming out of Dollar Tree, and the gospel.
Pause it. First off, you broke ass. You're shopping at Dollar Tree. You ain't got the right to talk about nobody else. Broke ass people like myself. We shop at Dollar Tree.
You're not supposed to broke on broke crime.
Right. You can't be joking on other broke ass people. Your ass broke too.
Ain't nothing but quality coming out of the damn Dollar Tree.
Hell no.
And you got the damn audacity with them fat ass fingers.
We went to the Dollar Tree because we know your po ass was gonna be there.
Lord set us to warn your ass.
Lord set us to Dollar Tree.
Don't want to adjust that little wig that she got on.
Proverbs chapter 1. You think it's funny, you laugh, and then you stitch the video, and you laugh as well with it. All right. Proverbs, your obese ass. Proverbs chapter 1. And get that, where's it at? Verse 24.
Baby D.
She got cut on the
Book of Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 24. Because I have called and ye refuse.
That's God calling to her right there. God was giving you a chance to not abort or murder your future baby that you might have if any man is disgusted enough to lay with you. Keep reading.
I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
Yeah, you made fun of us. The gospel cues is what you call it. All right, go ahead.
But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof.
Here's the point. Verse 26.
I will also laugh at your calamity.
I also gonna laugh when ish hit the fan for you.
When your ass putting that burger in your mouth, your heart stop beating.
Damn.
God said I'm gonna laugh
at your goofy ass. When you got 2 or 3 breaths left, and you saying, Lord, why please? I'm gonna show up right in your eyes.
Flash purple and gold right before you.
Right.
You know how the scripture say he saw the angel with the sword? You're gonna flash right before your big fat eyes.
Verse 26 again from the top.
I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
When you're scared as hell, God said, I'm going to be laughing in the heavens, waiting on you to finish dying, to come stand before him so he can keep laughing in your face.
What you said?
What was all that stuff you was laughing at? At my royal kings that dressed in purple, that kingly color they had on, you wanted to make ashamed them before the world when they came to save your ass from dying from a heart attack. Keep reading verse 27.
When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
God said he go what?
I will not answer.
God said, no. I'm not gonna hear none of that you was talking about. No,
Well,
yeah. All I
yeah,
was playing back
there
that
you go.
gospel Q stuff.
What's that gospel Q
Hey
stuff
man,
you
give me
talking
that in sheesh. Will I be able to find that, man? Man, Psalms, I believe it's 68. Watch this, y'all. I gotta end it on this right here. I'm going to search this to make sure that this scripture is brought out for those that mock the saints of God.
Bring it out.
Psalms chapter 78. That's what I was in 68. Psalm 78, and I want you to read verse 31. This is what we was coming to save you from. You want to call it the gospel Q. This is what we was trying to help you out. Pull her picture back up.
Yeah.
Pull her picture back up in the very beginning. Go back to the beginning of it. Go back to the beginning so we get all her face.
Yeah, all the diabetes
Psalm 78, verse 31.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78 and verse 31.
Look what God says.
The wrath of God came upon them and slew the fattest of them.
Hold on, God did what?
And slew the fattest of them.
God said, I will slew your fat asses. Shout out to Captain Kimuel for that precept in his class. God said the wrath of God is going to slew you, the fattest of them. Read on.
And smote down the chosen men of Israel.
Yeah, you keep mocking us, huh? And watch where that heart attack comes. God said, I'm going to laugh at you because all you want to do is destroy the nation of Israel. Right. When God's trying to restore it and build it back up.
Right.
You're trying to mock the prophets of God. God said, I'll slew the fattest of y'all.
And the crazy thing, she knew what we was doing. That's why she said the gospel Q.
She
got cut
She
on the
knew
flight.
we was using the Bible. And her fat behind it.
Somebody cut her on the flight.
Every idle word.
Every idle word. All right? So that's been our time here on Four Corners News. All praise to the Most High.
All right.
Thanks for tuning
All
in.
right.
Lord's will, Life Labs will be on next time, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Right here, same place, same time, Four Corners News.
That's right.
All right? Cap, you up?
All right, Israel, it's that time again to put your money where your mouth is and support this truth today. Don't forget to visit us and sign up with the Booster Club at iuic.fundraiser@israelunite.org.
That's right.
Also, don't forget to support us here in Miami, y'all.
That's right.
at
We need some
IUIC.
cameras, man.
Come on, help us out.
y'all.
Keep the lights bright. That's right. Don't forget to send in your donations, y'all. Send it in at iuic.miami@israelunite.org.
Right. So with that, Israel, we say shalom.
They ain't never seen a godly man. They ain't never seen a real brother. If you ain't never killed the old man, now how the hell can you die for your brother? I pour my soul into this. Measure of Christ, I'm trying to grow into this. Drink the same cup so I know what it is. This the New Testament. I made an investment. I had no other choice. I can see the future, but I am not raving. So my church is up in